Hello, my name is Melissa Marquez and I am an associate attorney at Schorr Law. In this segment, we'll be discussing whether a landlord can use a 30 or 60-day notice to terminate a tenancy involving residential property.
Step 1. Determine what type of tenancy you have. There are several tenancies that can be terminated with a 30 or 60-day notice. First, there's a month-to-month tenancy. This is a periodic tenancy where the tenant rents from the property owner 1 month at a time. Additionally, a periodic tenancy that's longer than month to month may also be terminated with a 30 or 60-day notice. Another type of tenancy is called tenancy at will. This is where the tenant takes possession of the property with the landlord's permission. However, there is no stated term and no provision for payment of rent. You can also use a 30 or 60-day notice to terminate a lodger who is living in an owner-occupied dwelling. In addition to the foregoing, a fixed tenancy that has an express provision regarding the ability to terminate may also qualify. Step 2. Determine whether you have a valid reason to terminate the tenancy. Recently, the California legislature passed the Tenant Protection Act of 2019. This act discusses statewide rent control as well as requiring just cause for evictions. Some examples of at-fault cause which allow the landlord to evict the tenant includes non-payment of rent, breach of a material term on a lease agreement, if the tenant is maintaining, committing, or permitting a nuisance, if the tenant is committing waste on the property, and if the tenant is committing criminal activity on the property. Some examples of a no-fault cause which allows a landlord to evict the tenant includes if a landlord, their spouse, children, grandchildren, parents, or grandparents intend to occupy the residence. Additionally, if the landlord intends to withdraw the residential property from the rental market, and if the landlord intends to demolish or substantially remodel the residential property. Please be advised, this segment does not take into account the current housing restrictions that have been put in place by the state of California.